Konnichiwa, everybody. Konnichiwa. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my god. Good morning. Yeah, I just woke up. I overslept a little bit actually. Oh. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, Fish. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today? Oh. I've got the waiting rooms for later today set up already. Yeah. We're gonna be doing some more. Here's to Fathom. Ooh. Ooh. Hard working. I'm waiting for my coffee to cool down a little bit. I already made some, so it's like here in my cup, and just waiting for it to cool down. I got the water boiling way too fast, way too soon, or like too soon, so it's still like piping hot. I feel head empty. I feel head empty. What's your favorite type of coffee? My favorite type of coffee is probably like just whatever is cheapest. Instant coffee. I like instant coffee because it's easy to make. Although if I get like a good deal on like bulk beans, I'll go get a bunch of those. Yo, Jozu. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hello to everyone trickling in. Been converted to a Parver fan. I don't have like the energy to do that in the morning. I wake up and it's like, oh, give me the coffee now. XVE, thank you for the 2 months. Good morning, Shinri. Hope you're having a good start to your day. I am. I hope your day is going well too. Thanks for the membership. Have you tried Boss Coffee? I have tried Boss Coffee. It's all right. It's canned coffee. It's not like you'll drink and you'll be like, wow, this is the best canned coffee I've ever had in my life. But it's decent. My personal take is that Boss Coffee is best when it's hot. So look for the vending machines that have the little red lights on them. Not the blue lights because those are chilled. But the red lights when the cans are kept hot. Those are pretty good. Provos are fun, but the effort in the morning, right? I know you're supposed to like grind the beans the day of, or like right before you're supposed to make the coffee. It preserves all the aromatics or whatever, but I'm just like, no. One time though, in the future, when I go to Japan, I'm going to get a coffee machine. I'm going to get myself a coffee machine. Not a fancy one, just an automatic drip machine. Like the only thing it has is like a little water container in the back, and then a little spot to like have coffee grounds, and then just a timer. Very simple. None of those like espresso machines, none of those like I've seen videos on my like YouTube Shorts algorithm, my TikTok, where it's like this super aesthetic like ASMR coffee making videos or whatever. Like they have so many pieces. Like I don't know what it is. Okay, this is a giant machine. It's a huge hunk of metal, right? and then it has like one little nozzle where the water comes out of. But in order to put coffee in there, you had to like grind it up, and then you put it in this little like super tiny saucepan thing, and then you get like this little comb with lots of sticks in it, and then you like shake around you scratch the coffee grounds or whatever. Man, I thank you for the 26 months. Already, hope your coffee's extra yummers. Thank you. I hope yours is too. Yeah. But they have this like, I don't know, it's like espresso machines. Coffee equipment shops in Japan could get professional, so casually I'm all for it. Yeah, I just need something with the timer. Who's got brain power for that in the morning? Exactly, that's what I'm saying, right? But they have like the little machine, and they make little circles in the coffee grounds, like evenly distributed, and then they like stick it into the machine, and they lift it up and turn it, and it makes this click clacky sound, which sounds nice, but like I feel so exposed. I don't know, it's just a lot of work for coffee. I like in the morning, I'm just like scrambling, like flailing around. I'm like, I need coffee, give me coffee. Oh my god, right? It's not like I wake up and everything is pristine and all clean, and I'm like, oh, time to aesthetically make coffee for my husband or something. I don't know. Like I don't have the time for that. I just want the coffee. This is kind of why I am like partly okay with just being messy at times, because like I'm not doing everything for aesthetics, you know. Was it Natsumi? Natori? There's a guy. You guys remember that one guy, the Japanese game show guy, where the dude was like stripped naked and put into a room, and he was like, you have 1 month to survive on nothing but winning sweepstakes in newspaper clippings and magazines. And then they gave him like a huge stack of envelopes, a whole bunch of magazines, and that was it. Fishy Fish, thank you so much for reaping the membership. Okwedi. Thanks for reaping the membership. Welcome back. That was insane. Yeah, the coupons guy, it was crazy. So like, I don't know, like every now and then I have a thought of like, what would happen if I like turned every part of my life into content, you know, like waking up, I do like sleep streams, I do waking up streams, do like just like my daily routine streams, you know, like every single day, every single moment of it is filmed. And I think about that, and it's like, oh no, that's intense, because like every part of his life, every day was scrutinized. It was crazy, you know. Thought you were referring to the guy who was streamed 24/7. There's been a bunch of people like that, you know. Seen that Moist Critical's vid, you would lose your mind. Shower streams, oh my god. I don't know, it seems crazy, like having so much of your life being scrutinized online. Basically Big Brother. Oh man. As much as I love your content, please don't do that for your sanity. No. This is kind of why I'm really glad that a lot of the stuff I did online is no longer like around. Because it feels like a time when the internet version of Dark Ages, you know? Everything would feel like work since it would be a performance. I wonder if I would just break down from the stress of trying to make everything a performance, or if at some point I would mentally break and just say, screw it, I'm gonna go do things my way and the way that I want to, and I don't care about the performance because it's such a huge drain on me, you know? Like, how long can you keep up the act for is the thing. Did they keep the guy for like months longer than they were supposed to? Yeah, because he was like super popular. The TV show had like huge ratings, and then it got bad enough that after he won, they even like, if I remember correctly, after he won, they didn't let him go. They like air quotes kidnapped him and then put him into a new area. I think they moved into Korea, so he had to like do the same thing all over again, but this time in Korea with a language that he didn't understand, and they just give him a whole bunch of like translation stuff. And then after that, the second time, Then he was finally let go, and then he had like one final like air quotes kidnapping. They put him into a room, and then surprise, the room fell apart and then opened to reveal a studio audience watching him. So yeah, pink guy in the rice paddies from my teenage years. Truman Show moment, yeah. Well, does it sound like a human experiment? I think he was. Was he still naked? No. I mean, well, he was clothed when he was being transported, but then when he got into the third room, he instinctively took off his clothes because he was just used to it after so many months of social isolation, and it's crazy. Apparently, he like wrote a book. He published a book about his experiences, and he's like doing okay now, like readjusting back into life, but I haven't seen any updates. Like the last update I saw was from that one video. I can't remember. There's a YouTube channel that does like those kinds of online stuff, like makes video essays about online things. Yeah, finally caught up with the Fierce to Fathom blog, and let me just say the way they created suspense of the atmosphere in the games gave me chills because it can happen to anyone. Yeah. I think one thing that he climbed Mount Everest. Let's go. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's crazy. There's one thing that I think the Fierce with Fathom games do very well is that well, how do I phrase this? It gives itself the time and space to let things settle in. Like the very first episode, where you're just home alone and you hear that knocking on the door, or like that person just like, you know, like snooping around and like scoping out your house, right? Like that, the fact that it took the game so long for the police to show up, I think that's what hit the most for me. Because in most games, it's like, all right, the player's going to get antsy. They're going to get like bored after like, 20 seconds, 30 seconds or whatever, right? It's like, just let them, just move on with the plot, right? The game kind of pushes it, right? But the fact that I wasn't sure if because the text message says, oh, we call the cops. I'm like, all right, you call the cops. Where are they, right? And then you just, at some point, you're like, are they even showing up at all? I had that moment because I was just sitting there. I was like, I don't know what to do. And they said they were going to call the cops, but I am not hearing sirens. So like, are they here at all? Like, are they even coming? Like just the amount of time. I think it was like, 5 minutes in just complete suspense and tension building the whole time. Because you don't know, like, am I supposed to leave? Am I supposed to stay? Like, it's crazy. And like other games wouldn't have done that. Other games like nowadays, they would like just force you to move. They would force you to go perform some kind of an action, because like the streamers and the audience that watch majority of streamers are like really impatient. So like, oh, give me the jump scare, But I don't know. I like the fact that Fierce to Fathom really took its time for some of the stuff. Like, yeah, going through it was a little bit tedious. Like the hitchhike one where we had to keep going back and forth. That was a little bit tedious, but like, I don't fault the game for that because that's just my problem, and like I kept messing up on that. But like as a full experience just on its own, where like in real life, you could just take some time and you don't know what's going to be happening, so you just sit there stewing in your uncertainty and anxiety for a while. Oh, they should chat to keep you company. Yeah, if you're playing this on my own, I don't know what I would be doing. Only episode I can't believe is the lookout one, but most of it's the things you can imagine happening. I'm really curious, like, I feel like the Norwood lookout one was a little bit, maybe it was over dramatized. I don't know. Like it feels like it's something that like a high schooler would like talk about happening, a little bit over embellished, but maybe it's one of those like you have more intense memories of it because it was such a traumatic event early on. So when you retell the story, it's a little bit more extreme than it seems, maybe. Dramatized, can't remember the word. Look out. It's the one where the kid gets paid by his dad to go and look after a house, and then his ex-stalker goes around trying to like kill him. Like, I have heard of similar stories of like stalkers in high school going after people like that. Not to the extent of like literally stabbing them and killing them. More creepypasta. Yeah, I feel like it's a bit more creepypasta. Like me getting lost in the store when I was younger and my parents only got for 2 seconds. Yeah. It just feels like time travels differently when you're, or it feels like time passes differently, you know. Wait, that one's Carson House. Yeah. Hold up. Are we Home Alone, Norwood Hitchhike, and then Carson House? Oh, wait, yeah, the Hitchhike one was, no, the Hitchhike one I thought was pretty realistic, actually. Well, realistic for the time is what I would say. I thought it was pretty realistic. The whole like standing on the side of the road with your thumb out, hoping that someone nice and like kind would pick you up and then take you away to like some kind of spooky place. Like, you know, I can never see myself as I can never see myself as like getting into that situation because I'm pretty good on my car maintenance and like making sure I never run out of gas in my car. But like after watching that, I kind of want to go grab a gas tank and like a spare extra mini can, like 1 gallon of extra gasoline. Like I could just probably just do a can. Hitchhike one seems like something that can happen in a hurry. Yeah. Time passes differently when you're impatient. Someone asked me for a coffee. It took me 30 seconds to bring it to them. They said it was 5 minutes. I'm watching a Twitch stream of a professional hitchhiker. Professional hitchhiker? That's pretty impressive. Like, impressive. New fan, glad I got your stream. Hello, welcome. Yeah, the hitchhiking one, I don't know. I feel like the motel scene is pretty ripe for pretty much any kind of horror, because historically they aren't the best in terms of security. They aren't the best in terms of like monitoring. Just stuff happens. Also, they're really cheap and they don't attract too much attention. So a lot of like drug deals happen there. So when you think about like what crazy thing could happen in a rural town motel where there's maybe like 7 people top, you know, at least in the live streams of people hiking at night. Here's the fact that reminds me of that. Oh my gee, what happens next? I worry about that. That's kind of scary. Pest infestations, yeah, bed bugs and everything. Never understood the concept of hitchhiking. It used to be a big thing because it was like during the transitory period between everyone having a driver's license, but cars gaining mass adoption. So there would be more cars than people would have driver's licenses or like the ability to own a car. So hitchhiking was a pretty common thing. But like, it's a very Elysian thing, I think. I'm not sure how much of it happens in Europe. I think the hitchhiking thing is a very American like phenomenon, because I don't hear stories of people picking up strangers and just driving them around in other countries. Like definitely not in Asia. Yeah, it makes me think I really feel the thought of hitchhiking in general. It's just weird, you know. You never know. Like, it turns out that the guy was a pretty decent dude. So like, we did misjudge them, but like, you know, it's pretty common in Europe. Oh, really now? Interesting. Probably because they have better public transit. I would never get in someone else's car. I've never really seen it happen here. I know this. Well, the area that I am around in, there were a few. Like, stories of hitchhikers, but not too much. Right, you didn't want to talk to her. That would be me, realistically. That's the thing. I would not have done, like, I wouldn't have talked. If I, like, hopped into someone's car, like, it would be out of desperation, and I would just kind of, like, stare away at, like, the passenger side view mirror. Hitchhiking is more dangerous with certain places, too. Yeah, I remember seeing a sign online, that's like, it's like, danger, do not pick up hitchhikers. This location is within like 300 like what, like 5 kilometers or so, 5 miles, I don't know, but the sign was like, don't pick up hitchhikers, there is a correctional facility nearby, do not pick up hitchhikers. And like that one scared me, because like, could you imagine you're just driving around this like empty road, this is desert, and like, you know, cacti for miles, cacti rocks, and that's all you've got, right? And there's just this person who's like out there, like flagging you down, like, what the hell? You know? And it just turns out that they're like an escaped prisoner or a convict, or I don't know, like a murderer that got out. It's crazy. But yeah, don't pick up anyone in cars with a stranger. No. I would be happy to help out with like jumping a car. I could do that. I'd be happy to help someone jumpstart a car. I would not be okay helping anyone like get into my car or get into someone else's car. Jumping a car, tire change. I'm a little bit sketched out about a tire change, just because of the amount of time it takes and like all the equipment that we would have to set up. I like tire changes, like if they don't seem dangerous, you know. But like jumping a car, because you can do that in like 15 minutes tops, you know, like probably like quicker than that. But like, I don't know, define doesn't seem dangerous. Like they seem calm, but not in like a I'm going to eat you calm. It's hard to explain unless you see them in person, right? But like, not the Ted Bundy type beat. No, like that. Like, the people that I don't want to help are like the people who are very clearly distraught and panicking. It's difficult for me to like want to help out people who are like panicking, you know, like they just got the flat tire, right? And they're like freaking out, like it's the first time they've done it, they don't know what to do, they've never prepared for it, and they are just absolutely panicking. I prefer not to help those types of people, because there's a lot more that you have to deal with first before you can even get to like helping them out. Also, it's very easy for me to like overlook things, like maybe they are fake panicking but reaching for a knife in their back pocket or something, you know, like if there's a lot of stuff happening at you know, a lot of times. Panicking also causes anxiety is the one helping. Yeah, it's like the one with drowning victims. If someone is drowning and they're like panicking, you are taught not to help them, because in their panic they will attempt to use you as a life raft or a buoy and then like drag both of you down. So lift from the bottom if you can help them. Yeah. But like, you want them to be calm enough to be receptive to the help that you offer. You're not going to be trying to like get into them, like into their panicked state and then break that down first. Like, you don't want to have to deal with that, right? Just let them calm down first, and when they're receptive to being helped, then you help them, you know. Yeah, you throw something at them, you know, like a little flotation device. Imagine you get a flat tire and you watch Shinri drive by because you don't look calm enough. I'll like stare out the window and be like, and then I'll just drive on. Yeah, like when someone loses their breathing underwater. Should we really learn how to swim? I would highly recommend it. I would highly recommend it. You can start to learn how to swim. I'm not a swim coach or instructor, but the way that I started to learn how to swim was by just wading around in like waist high water, or like torso, like chest high water. So like it would be in the shallow end where I could like stand, right? But what I would do is I would doggy paddle, or I would breaststroke, like practice breaststroke, like swimming in chest high water, so that like I knew that if I had to panic or like I didn't know what to do, I could immediately stand up and my feet would touch the ground and I would be safe, you know? Did you teach yourself how to swim? No, I had instructions. But like I got started that way. So yeah, get yourself into a pool, get into the shallow end, right? And you don't worry. Like if you're doing this in the summertime, it's fine because no one's paying attention. Even if you're just doggy paddling in the shallow end, no one's gonna care. No one's gonna look at you funny because it's summer, it's hot. People are just relaxing and just having a fun time. So like they think you're cooling off in the water. So yeah. First time watching a stream by as a lifeguard, drowning victims will 100% grab you and try to pull you down. What you're trained to do is push them away and let them tire themselves out before going for the save. Oh no. I could imagine you just being like, just like treading water, like just out of reach, just wait, like you must be this tired to be saved. You have your arms crossed across your chest, you know, your arms are folded, you're like, not tired enough, no, just chill out, man. But yeah, like, it's a real danger. It's a real danger. You don't want to end up becoming a victim yourself because they are panicking and like trying to like scramble. Like, people are heavy. People are heavy. If they grab onto you, they can easily push you down underwater because you don't have like anything to like stand on, you know, like you can't push yourself back off with the water. Learning how to swim and do basic CPR should be mandatory. Honestly, like I would agree. Like CPR, basic CPR is always a thing. It is pretty physically demanding though, so yeah. One thing that I don't think people need training for are defibrillators. Nowadays, automatic defibrillators have voice commands, so it's really easy. Also, like defibrillators are really only used in very specific situations. They do, yeah. So you turn them on and it will tell you things. It will be like, you know, like, oh, please place the pad, you know, please place the blue pad on the top, was it top right? Top left for you, top right for them of the chest, and then like across the heart and everything. Like it'll tell you what to do, you know? Is it dummy proof? It's not dummy proof. It's layman proof? Layperson's proof. Like as long as you can follow instructions, you should be able to utilize them. Like it is the instructions that it gives you are designed so that if you are panicking and you still follow attention or you pay attention, you can still follow along. But like okay, so small science fact, defibrillators are not meant for restarting a stopped heart. Okay, that's when you do CPR. That's when you manually go and like use your hands to try to perform compressions to squeeze the heart and pump it manually. Okay, it's not to restart a heart, it's to stop a heart that is experiencing irregular beating. Yeah, there you go. Abnormal heart rhythms. That's what it's for. So like if you're having if you see media like TV shows, like movies where like someone's like, oh, they're flatlining, you know, hit him with the defibrillator, right? That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Dennis, thank you for the 11 months. Mary Day, here's push into river talk. What did I walk it to? Not understanding. Oh, medical training talk. Gotcha. Safety training. Let's go. Okwedi. Thanks for the membership. CPR to start the heart? No. CPR to start the heart is not the best way I would describe it. The best way I would describe it is your CPR is there to keep the heart pumping. You are manually pumping the heart so that blood continues to flow through their body. If you are in a situation where you are actually doing CPR, that heart is not going to start again. All you're doing is acting as a pump to make sure that blood keeps pumping so that when paramedics arrive, they can take over. Exactly, there you go. It's to buy time for emergency services. Yeah. When a heart is in an abnormal rhythm, it's fibrillating. So the defibrillator defibrillates the fibrillating heart. Yeah, there you go. But modern kits nowadays come with like pretty much everything you need. Like they come with the gel already like pre-applied. The pad itself, you know how like, okay, wait, do you guys ever built like a PC and you get like a CPU and it comes like a little bit of thermal paste already on it, and all you have to do is take off the little plastic cover, and then like the thermal paste is already there, ready to go. It's like that. The pads for the defibrillator, yeah, the paddles already have gel on them. You just take off the cover and then you slap it onto the chest. But if they're hairy, they come with a razor so that you can quickly shave off the hair. By the way, if you ever, I hope no one ever gets in the situation to do this, but if you ever do, don't worry about nicking them while you shave them, right? You just want to clear away the hair to make good contact. They're going to thank you. If you do it properly and they survive, they're going to thank you more about saving their life than like accidentally nicking them on the chest when you shave, all right? So like emergency, just shave them. You need to shave, yeah, because it requires contact. This knowledge came from school TikToks or medical dramas. It should not come from TikToks. It should not come from medical dramas. It should come from actual classes with trained and licensed educators. Surprise wax to shave their life. No. You're like, all right, I know you're having trouble, but like, let me just get this wax on there, put the paper on, just no, you don't have time for that. AED is easier than it seems. A friend performed CPR and used AED last week to save a coworker who had a heart attack in the office. Yo, oh my god, hell yeah, give your friend a pizza party. Take out piercings, yes. Take out piercings. That's also very important. You don't want that to like, you don't want them to zap. You don't want them to zap the piercings. Oh man. How hairy your chest in case? How hairy is your chest in case we need CPR for you? Not very hairy at all. My chest is very smooth. I'm from Zenokuni. I have no hair on my chest. Check the alcohol, check the VOD. Oh, the alcohol thing, yeah. Check the VOD for Steve Sakai, the one who makes HOLOSTARS themed alcohol. He said you like bourbon or a specific brand was shown on the VOD. I like bourbon. I like whiskeys. I like scotches, like pretty much anything that's like golden color, pretty much. I specifically asked if I could get like a recipe using Bullet. B-U-L-L. I have the bottle here. B-U-L-L-E-I-T. Bullet rye. It's rye. It's rye whiskey. It's really good. I like it. He has a bottle close by. No, it's not that I have a bottle close by. It's that my room is small. My room is just small, okay? So everything, pretty much everything is within arm's reach, all right? So it's not that I have whiskey, like rye, like just right next, like bourbon right next to me, you know? It's just my room is really tiny, so yeah. I know more than I should about alcohol, even though I don't drink. Nah, it's fair. It's fun. It's fun. But it's so good. You keep cooking stuff? Yeah, I have a little, what's it called? Propane gas, this mini portable stove. Whatever. Everything important is within the arm's reach. It is. I have my water flavorings. I have my melatonin. I have my nasal spray for not allergies, but just for pollen in general. I have my bottle of fiber supplements. I have some water. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups. 4 of them are empty. 1 of them has coffee in there. His melatonins. There's no kitchen in the building. There is. It's just the kitchen is downstairs, and my housemates also use it. Guess with your roommate, you keep most of the stuff in your room. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it goes. Like, they all keep their stuff in their own room too, and we kind of have an agreement of like anything in the communal area is expected to be shared, as in like pretty much any of the pots and pans. Like, none of us really own it or whatever. Like, when I move out, I'm not going to take it with me because they're not mine. They're like the houses, you know. The rest of the space for koi plushies. I want to get more koi plushies. I only got 1 though. It's just bonito. You get stuck inside your room and you will live for a week, it seems. I could. I actually have an emergency case. Emergency pack. Go bag. No, sorry. The term that people use nowadays is called bug out bag, which I've never really liked. I call them go bags because it's a bag you grab on the go. But like more recently, I am less keen on the idea of bugging out. Yeah, to bug out, right? I don't know. I'm less keen on the idea of bugging out because traffic. I don't want to, like, where would I go? You know? I've never heard anyone call a bug out bag. It's like a term that they used in like 2017 and onwards. But I call it a go bag. Evacuation purposes, yeah. So the idea is you have a bag that has 3 days worth of water, which is like a couple of bottles. That's not that much. And then some food, some safety stuff, like a radio, hand crank flashlight, all that kind of stuff. Babylon goggles. Squishable has a Dragon Koi plushie. Oh, ooh, I'll have to take a look at that. Thank you. HN, thank you for the super. Didn't notice you went live, sir. Good morning, afternoon. How's your day? Do you have coffee today? I am having coffee, in the process of doing so. Thank you for the super. Fat lot of good it's doing though. Heart, thank you so much for joining the Collective. Quiddy. What is a go bag? So the go bag is basically a bag that like because the area that I live in it's frequent. Well, they say it frequently has earthquakes. So it's just an earthquake preparation bag of like food, water, emergency blankets, just like a general first aid kit and everything. That kind of stuff. How often do you change the contents in the go bag? Aside from the water, I don't really change it at all. I have like trail mix in there that I'll like, if it's been 3 months, I'll just eat the bag of trail mix and then I'll replace it with the fresh pack of trail mix. But like beyond that, I don't really do much. Like bandages are bandages. Alcohol wipes are still alcohol wipes. I think they expire after a year, so like, yeah. MREs are good for a really long time. I haven't had MREs. I just kind of pack dry food. I should though, but I don't know. I feel like MREs are... If I get in a situation where I need an MRE as a civilian, I feel like, you know, shit has really hit the fan. Alcohol wipes expire a bit. Yeah, it's like a year or 2 and they dry out because they're not like perfectly sealed. But yeah, like the idea isn't that you have a pack that's like hermetically sealed and it's like, all right, here's like the emergency pack and I'm only ever going to use this in emergency. No, you don't do that. You rotate things out. So like if you have a pantry of food, you know, you keep eating them. The only thing you do is just buy a little extra just in case. And then you just rotate through them. Have you checked out the Dread Out 3 trailer? I have. Thank you for the super. I have. It looks really good. It doesn't show much, is the thing. But the one thing that I'm interested in is the fact that she's taking the initiative to enter the spirit world or like the dark world or whatever it's called. She is doing the jumping instead of the monsters coming into the real world. So I'm curious why she's doing that. Thank you for the super. Honey as food for emergency is good because since it doesn't expire, it's good as a condiment. I would not say it's food. But I would say it's good as a condiment. Like spices, sauces, all those things are really good to have. MREs have gotten better since I was a kid. I've not had them before, so like I don't know. I've avoided MREs for a while. I've not really gotten too into the MREs. I should though. The same way you rotate consumables in your panic bag. Exactly. Yeah. There's a few things that you don't need to rotate. For example, like if you buy like one of those gallon containers of oil, like I don't think you really need to rotate though, because the time it would take to rotate through like canola oil is like 3 years. So like I don't know. I feel like I had to go through a gallon of oil. That's a lot, you know? You can make you can get one of those this is common in like Asian marts, Asian stores, grocery stores, where they have like a metal container of like canola oil or like just sesame oil, right? Like those, as long as you don't open it, they're fine for like many years. When 3 years is up, start chugging the canola oil. It's like, all right, time to rotate. Let's go drink the whole thing. No, don't do that. Don't do that. What I would do is have like a big container of oil and then just use it. Just on a daily, just use it whenever you're cooking for stuff that's, you know, if it's appropriate. Don't put it in everything just because you want to or just because you feel like you have to, but like have some and then just use it. When you get down to about 50%, just buy a second can and then just keep it sealed. And then that's how you rotate it. You just kind of go through it over time. Don't buy it with the purpose of thinking, this is for the zombie apocalypse and only the zombie. Do not get into that mindset, because that is a slippery slope to hoarding. You're not prepping, you end up hoarding if you go that way. So just use them. Do you reuse your oil? I use it like twice and then I throw it out because I don't know what else to do with it. Sorry, I guess I use it 3 times, which is what I mean when I say I reuse it twice. So like I'll like fry something and then I'll filter it out with a coffee filter and then save it in a jar. And then the next time I want to fry something, I'll pour it back out and then fry with that. And then one additional time after that. You don't put it in a jar for future use. I do, but you have to filter it out. It doesn't need to be like perfectly filtered. Just a coffee filter is usually enough. Shinri IRLs are prepper. I don't know. I've experienced a lot of like earthquakes and stuff, but it's just been kind of like pounded into my head that like you should prepare just in case, you know. 3 times as fine. Southeast Asia does it worse. No. Olive oil in a carrot smoothie. Ooh, that kind of sounds nice. It has like a nice nutty flavor to it, you know. I realize my house is perfect for surviving the zombie apocalypse. Too much food, coffee, emergency bottled water, drinks. Let's go. We've already talked about how we're going to survive a zombie apocalypse, so I'm confident. I'm confident. Play Zomboid to fulfill your horde gambling fantasy. I've avoided touching it because I don't know. Here, you know what? Let's go download it right now. Wait, do I even own it? I think I own a copy of it. I think I bought it like a long time ago, but I just never played it. Hang on. Let me boot up Steam real quick. Having flour is also good to have. Yes, flour is good to have, but make sure you have a proper container for it. It's very easy to have like bugs and mice get into it. Yeah. You scared of getting hooked? Oh, I don't know. It feels, something about it feels weird for some reason. Let's see, do I have Zomboid? I do have it. Last played June 2023. Oh my god, that's debut year. Okay, I'm downloading it right now. Excuse me. Rice is good for a long time. Rice and flour gets weevils. It is. It does, yeah. I would say that it's the way that I would approach it is expect your food stores to be contaminated at some point, because like for prepper, like on prepper subreddits, I see a lot of people spending hundreds of dollars trying to find the perfect storage system that will make it so it's that the food is preserved permanently forever and never goes bad and never has any bugs get into it. And like that's a lot of time and energy. Like I wouldn't go that far, you know. Like prepare what you need, but don't be the person who like has a 5-gallon drum, you know, or like a 55-gallon drum of rice, expecting it to be perfectly sealed and like never contaminated, and like there's absolutely no evil. Like you can't do that, you know. It's not, you know, that's not something you can do realistically, right? The amount of money, time, and energy you would put in trying to perfect something could be money, time, and energy spent into other parts of your preparation that would help you out a lot more. Yeah. When desperate, you expect just to remove the bugs and go with it. Exactly. I mean, like there are people out now who eat rice with weevils inside it because they just don't pay attention. I mean, they don't wash the rice, right? They just eat it and they never think about it, right? But then suddenly when it's a zombie apocalypse, it's like, oh, now I'm going to be picky about weevils in my rice. It's like, come on, you've been eating them for a while, you know? Extra protein, exactly. Protein's going to be really important in the future. Just the old way of storing food, underground way of storage. Like underground is fine. Just prepare for that. You can't control everything is basically what I'll say. You know, you can do your best to anticipate and prepare for it, but there's no way you can control everything. You know, that's why you just got to be prepared to the best of your ability, not be prepared to perfection. You know, him and his rice. I worry because rice is really boring on its own. Speaking as like someone from Zenokuni who eats rice on a daily, it gets really boring on its own. You really need to have like side dishes to go along with it. Please make sure you have spices. Like even a little bit of like turmeric. You can buy turmeric for pretty cheap. You can buy cumin. You can buy cardamom. You can buy like. There's a lot of spices and herbs that you can buy that are dried and they will keep for a very, very long time. Okay. Like someone's gonna be like, oh no, the basil isn't. It doesn't matter. It's a zombie apocalypse, man. Right? Are you really gonna be picky about how fresh the basil is? You know, like just oh, this is powdered bay leaf, or like it's not like fresh whole bay leaf. Like no, who cares, right? Just you have the herbs, you have the spices. It's gonna be morale food. Cumin, turmeric is also good. Yeah, herbs can be used in meds too. Exactly, if you prepare them beforehand, you know. Bro, out here working up freshly cut chives. Oh, it's like, oh, this green onion isn't found. Oh my god, could you imagine if like, okay, I don't know why this is a big thing, but apparently it is, right? I am a proponent of, I'm a supporter, and I will always support tubs of grated garlic. Okay? Come at me. But in my time working in the cold kitchens of restaurants, I love just tubs of like grated garlic, like pre-made garlic, okay? I don't want to deal with the garlic. We didn't care about the garlic, okay? We just have garlic. There we go. Oh my god. Yeah, it's just have a big tub of it, okay? Like it's just so convenient. It's so easy to use, okay? But I know that there are people out there that would like, oh, it's like, oh, you're not making fresh, like, you know, grated garlic. Pre-mince is convenient, but doesn't taste as strong over time. No, big ham, no. But it's so convenient, you know? Roasted garlic is a must. Makes your rice taste better. It's so good. You can just put a spoonful of it in there and then just stir it up. Oh. But yeah, like if I am in the zombie apocalypse, right? And someone in my team looks at me and goes, ugh, is that garlic? You know, I'm gonna kick him out. I'm like, no, you go survive on your own then. Like, you are going to accept garlic and deal with it, right? Like, just be happy that we found enough food for stir fry that, like, why? Man. I know it's convenient, but damn, the Asian blood's crying. It's so convenient, though. Jarred garlic is a criminal offense nowadays. People didn't feel strongly before. I don't know what happened, but like people will fight. They'll start wars over it, you know. Beggars can't be choosers. It's like the people who are like the weird thing is they're only mad about the garlic. Apparently they don't care about the onion, you know? Onion is fine if it's jarred or canned or preserved or whatever. They don't care about that, but it's specifically for garlic. Same people probably staring at a dead phone mourning the lack of TikTok. It's just easier. It's just so much more convenient to use, you know? Not the Junyan. I use fresh garlic, but I always keep garlic. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. In my opinion, if you are surviving in a zombie apocalypse and then you come across a store that hasn't been completely looted yet, and you find a jar of pre-minced, grated, prepared garlic, you are going to take that thing and you're going to make all the delicious food you can with it. Like, oh my God. Do you know how easy it is to just grab like a spoonful, like a tablespoon of garlic, toss it into a pan, and then like melt some butter in there, and then just make like melted garlic butter, and then you just pour that over some bread to make some garlic. Oh my God. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, exactly. Mad garlic is better than no garlic. Garlic fried rice, garlic butter shrimp. I mean, I don't know. We never considered the fact that like the zombie virus could infect shrimp. So maybe, I don't know. This is why I go back to like having, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I would become the mad scientist that kidnaps rodents and then puts them in cages and tests them to see what kind of a virus it is. Because if the virus can infect shrimp, like zombie crabs, I don't know. Infected shrimps. The scary thing about zombie shellfish is that you won't be able to quickly tell that they are infected. You know, like if you see a deer with chronic wasting disease, one, terrifying. Please don't touch a deer that has chronic wasting disease. Prion diseases are really dangerous and they're very scary. So, yeah. But, you know, if you see a zombie clam, you can't tell if it's a zombie clam or not. Like the shell doesn't fall apart because the shell is not like biological, you know? Well, it is, but it's not like muscle where like the zombie, like you can see their jaw like falling off and the sinew coming out, like the skin tearing. Like you don't have like soft biological tissue on a shellfish, you know? Would you eat them though for the taste if the zombie virus adds a nice little spice to it? But yeah. Might be a dumb question, but do shrimp bite? No, they can't. They don't have teeth. They have a mouth, but it's like feathers? No, brush. It's like a brush. So what they do is they'll grab food with their tiny little claws and they'll bring it to their mouth, and their mouth is like a brush and it brushes the food into their mouth. They don't have like jaw to bite down on. But yeah. I imagine zombie seafood would be extra rank. That's the thing, right? Can't you cook the virus out? It depends on what kind of virus it is. If it's a bacterial one, maybe. If it's a viral one, probably not. It depends on what the infection of the zombie apocalypse is. Pistol shrimps are a different question. I feel like at some point the virus or the bacteria or just whatever the infection is would not penetrate. So like maybe deep sea fish would be okay to eat. If it's airborne, it's just a question of RNG as to whether you're immune or not. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe. Good thing I'm allergic to most seafoods. It's sad, but I'm safe from a zombie virus. You're safe from a zombie virus from seafood itself. But like maybe, I don't know, maybe it's airborne. That'd be kind of scary. But yeah, I don't know, Chad. Okay. At the risk of becoming addicted to a game, is there a story? Is there like a campaign mode in Zomboid, or is it just like procedurally generated map, you get dropped into it and then you just deal with it? Like, is it just that? Sort of. Zomboid lore is excellent as that gives all the possible reasons for the cause to add to the mystery, like Dark Souls. No, it's sandbox mostly. Unlike the way the zombie apocalypse is written in 28 days later and the way the virus is spread. Oh yeah, the monkeys. The latter, you just deal with it, open world. The map is not generated, it's like the whole map. Oh, is there one map? It's like the same map and you just get placed into it in different parts. Zomboid doesn't have a story mode, but there's deep lore in TV and radio broadcasts. Ooh. If you put multiple people in the map, there's definitely stories that will happen. You get choices. The map is massive. Oh. Okay. That feels a little bit better. Pretty big and has some RNG elements in the map. One map of Kentucky with a few towns you can connect it with highways. Oh my god, what? I have like State of Decay 2. I've not played it. I've seen it a few times, but I've never played it. Wait, is State of Decay 1 the zombie parkour game? Zomboid collab with Tempest Bros. I'm not sure if Zomboid is the type of game for anyone else. Maybe Ruse, because I think he likes survival games. I might ask Ruse for that. Map is a sandbox, but the loot encounters are randomly generated, so you can encounter different story piece encounters. Oh, Haka likes it. Would story mode or lore make or break it for you? I think, to be completely honest, story mode would actually break it for me, because I'm very picky. When it comes to survival, I want to survive my way. I don't want to survive the way the characters are written to want to survive. I want to survive my way. So I think in that kind of a situation, I would rather avoid the lore. Like, I would want to be like, I wouldn't want to play myself. I don't want to play as like Jack Smith, zombie survivor. Like, I don't want to deal with the Jack Smith's story, you know? I want like mine. I want my story. This is how you die. You can definitely do that in Zomboid. Also, like, I think the big thing is you don't want plot armor. Exactly. I don't want plot armor. I want to, like, if I make a mistake and die, I want to die. But like, more importantly, the reason why is I just want like a sandboxy game that I can just kind of pick up and play without worrying too much about the story, because I feel bad about people missing my streams. Like, I know the VOD's always there and I keep saying like, don't worry about missing my streams, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to schedule time for it. I want it to be a game like Balatro where I can just pick it up and then play a few rounds and then be done with it, as opposed to like, oh, hey everyone, we're playing episode 3 of the story. Like, you better make it so that you don't miss the story, that kind of stuff. You know, I don't want that, because I feel like this is just way too much pressure with story-based games once it gets past like 2-3 streams. But yeah. In Zomboid, would you pick a farmer's mode to live a provincial life? No, I think farmer moding it up is a little bit boring. It's like your 7 days to die with the boys, but I feel Zomboid is more immersive because of the looting. I wonder how good is the looting? Is it like if you loot too much and you get your backpack way too heavy, then it slows you down and you can't turn as fast and you make a lot more noise? Like, how detailed is it? You do such a good job of organizing VODs though. But yeah. You get encumbered and stuff. Oh. A Bubby raid. Oh, hey. Hello, good morning. Wait, what happened? Why is it a manual? What happened? Rincia, thank you for the 27 months. Upgrady. Manual Bubby raid. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Konnichiwa. There's a constitution. There's constitution to consider. Every noise, line of sight, there's encumbrance. He didn't send us off. Oh, okay. You can only assume, but Gibby forgot how to put up rate. That's fair. No worries. Konnichiwa, everyone. Hello, hello. Build 42 also factors in muscle strain. You are in fact human. Oh, wait, that could be fun. How much? What's the learning curve like? You gotta manage your nutrition. Does that mean you can get scurvy if you don't eat? If you don't find vegetables, do you get scurvy? Regular update released today. 42.8.1 unstable released. Introduced ragdoll physics. This is the first implementation of a new feature that requests feedback. Biome improvements, added sandbanks and areas of clay when close to what? Clay? What the hell? Added new properties to floor tiles, removed Lua, automatically generating potential attachments when a world is first loaded using new property. I don't know what these mean. This should be a given for people making games. The Zomboid feels very lovingly crafted by people who enjoy zombie survival stuff. Ooh. The learning curve is middle and you'll die a few times at the start, especially with the RNG factor of a spawn point, but that's okay. Smithing factor? What the hell? Tile generator. Added 3 new basements. Whoa. Added animal milk powder. For now, you can only use it with either a bucket full of water or a feeding bowl bottle full of water. 1 bag for 2 buckets of 10 liters. You can now give animal milk to any hungry or thirsty animal. This will help people keep the baby animal if the mother has died in labor. What the hell? What are these patch notes? Oh my god, what? This is so specific. Shooting an animal will now make it flee instead of dropping dead instantly. Animals will flee, leaving a blood trail that can be followed to find the corpse. Animals will flee for some time, depending on the type. Deer will flee longer than rabbits as they're bigger and bleed out for longer. An aiming skill to simulate if you hit closer to the heart. Change how animals become domesticated. Before, animals became domesticated when it was put in a designated zone. Now it becomes domesticated when picked up. To avoid this zone, quickly capture rats. This is to avoid making a zone to quickly capture rats and mice. Oh, what the hell? What are these? Oh my god, these are crazy. Wow. When eating food and eating utensils such as, or when eating food and using eating utensils such as a spoon, fork, or spork would change the eating animation speed or benefits. The timed action code will search the player's inventory recursively through all bags for a utensil versus just the primary inventory, i.e. you can keep a spork in your fanny pack or backpack and still use it. What the hell? How detailed is this game? What? Why? The fact that that is a patch note for this game is crazy. I'm outing myself. I don't know what's with me today. I have to keep reminding myself Shinri's eyes are up there. Thank you for the super. Nah, it's all good. I get that. I can feel the addiction creeping in. Well, the fact that it gets down to the fact that using a spoon, fork, or spork changes the animation, the speed, and the benefits. What's the benefit of using a spork versus a spoon or a fork? It used to be that you were drunk, you would fall down the stairs and die. What the hell? Lower the center of mass of the animal trailer to make them tip over less. Bear in mind, turning aggressively at 40 miles per hour will still make them tip over. Forced mode trailers to be rendered when inside the car. What the hell?
The game takes into account center of mass for trailers that you attach to your cars? What? I felt the urge to hoard water IRL simply out of force of habit. They added raccoons that lie down. Wait, no, no, legitimately, like, hang on. There's a patch notes here that specifies that they added raccoons lying down into the game. Wait, that's so cute. They have special, what? That's a patch note. Best game ever. Wait, that's actually hilarious. I love this. Pet raccoons? I want a pet raccoon. Wait, do they have possums? Okay, if they had possums, I would play it like right now if they had possums. God, I love possums. We need a possum too. Yeah, we do. God, I love possums. Have you seen possums in their ears? God, I love the possum ears. Like they look so cute. Oh my god. Yeah, turkeys and rabbits. There's a reason the game is still early access for 12 years. Will they ever get out of early access? Tailoring. Added craft recipe and item for crafted ammo straps, both shells and bullet cartridges. Normal non-crafted ammo straps can be black or brown. Crafted ones will be brown. Fur coat and jacket recipes are in the Cowboy Tailoring Recipe magazine, known by the characters with the sewer trait. Can be researched and are in the survival schematic recipe pool. Added sinew thread? Craft a recipe to make sinew thread from sinew? What the hell? Tanned furred animal hides that are large, medium-sized, adult cattle, swine, sheep, deer can be cut into half. And for cattle quarter pieces, this is so that it can be rendered into smaller pieces for crafting smaller leather hide items without wasting an entire hide, such as making a hat or a wallet from cow's hide. What the? What? Why would you need to craft a wallet during a zombie apocalypse? Added recipe magazines for several new craft recipes. These include Real Gladiators, Leather Crafts, and Cowboy Living to teach some leather tailing recipes, herbal remedy growing for medicinal herb growing, and homemade explosives. Added sharp knife item tag to those straight razor items so that it can be used for crafting, although it has a very low durability values and can be liable to break when crafted. What? Added toy cap gun pistols and rifles and their ammunitions. These still need custom sounds and currently use the .38 special revolver sound effect as placeholders. Harmonica and whistles are now visible. Snow globes? What are these patch notes? Your character will get bored and need things to entertain them. Learning skills and making them helps combat. What? Your character has a boredom meter? What? Added fish guts and roe. You can fish for fish and take care of guts and roe? Zomboid has a lot of meters? Wait, how deep? What is this? Is this a zombie game or is this just a life simulator? What the hell? Boredom meter was there for a long time? Do they have like a neurospicy meter where like you don't get bored because you just hyperfixate on things? And then you can cut custom sushi with that row? Adjusted clothing masks for wedding dresses. Added filled model for ceramic teacup. Added glazed ceramic teacup item and updated kiln recipe. What the? Coffee machine now uses 2 recipes, one for mugs and another for teacups. These recipes now use water from the mug or teacup and accept mixed water to create a coffee beverage that can receive additional ingredients. What the hell? More like life simulators with zombie apocalypse setting into it. Gasoline will evaporate much more slowly is a pat. What the? The fact that gasoline will evaporate much more slowly is a patch note, means they have a system to measure and set how rapidly gasoline will evaporate. What the hell? Snow now fills rain collectors and items with water, but slower than rain. Characters can now do actions while opening doors, climbing through windows or fences, toggling curtains, and hutch door. Reduce the time required to perform extinguished candle and extinguish hurricane lantern craft recipes. What? What? What the hell are these? Oh my god, these patch notes are crazy. Gasoline evaporation is now modified by the day length? So if the day is longer, it evaporates at a different rate? Wait, does that mean you can put gasoline indoors in the shade and have it evaporate less quickly? If you're ever allowed to play modded Zomboid, different mods can make for fun, guys. Also, Big Dgen's Dakimakura mod is vital for endgame needs goals. Wait, what's that? Big Dgen's Dakimakura mod? What? Thank you for the super. Wait, excuse me. I'm sure, like, if you guys made mods for us and use the proper hashtags, we could probably get it cleared by staff to use on stream. Like, if you guys got like mods for, like, I don't know, character models or skins to make it look like us. I don't know if that's a thing that can be done. Hammers being used to construct tiles now degrade half as fast as... Oh my god, there's crafting tool degrading? What the hell? The Vesper hair mod 7 and 7. I know what that is. Searching if they're possums and only saw that you don't have a mod for them. No, give me possums. Duct tape can be used alongside rags, twine, leather strips to improve crude weapons and toolcraft recipes. Crafting stone hammers requires more binding strips than previously, but duct tape can be used. Burlap can be woven from dog's bane. Reduce the weight of splinters to match twigs. What the hell? Experience gained from adding and removing patches has been reduced. It was previously increased to help players level up tailoring more easily, but based on player feedback, using patching solely to advance the skill is not a desirable approach. Oh my god, the patch notes keep going. Oh my god. Fixed interrupting dragging corpses and opening doors causing teleportations. You can drag corpses? Fixed being unable to sterilize a rag directly from the right mouse button menu when boiled pot in barbecue. There's a system to boil water in a pot on a barbecue grill, and then you can sterilize rags by putting them in the boil. What the hell? No, the easy sterilization. Wait, what? Corpses create a bad smell and can mess up car tires if you run over them. It used to be easy. It'll become rotten if it left alone. The game is more detailed than Sims 4. This is crazy. What the hell? What? Oh my god. Fixed make a jar of roe and open jar of roe recipes. Fixed missing icons model for fish roe sack and fish guts. What the hell? Make bread consuming only 2 hunger values of flour. Dry cat and dog food not giving unhappiness? Apparently that was a bug that they fixed. And eating dog and cat food now properly gives you unhappiness. There's an unhappiness meter? What the hell? When you eat dog food, you get unhappy? Really? But it's just chow. Added fog generation during endless blizzards. Zomboid, zombies on steroid. Maybe that's what it means. What the hell? I kind of want to try it now because of how detailed it is. It would make sense you'd get unhappy in a zombie apocalypse. Psh, you might. I would be happy with it. Okay, here's the thing. Actually, I take that back. If the zombie apocalypse happens and I still have to pay rent, which in the last 5 years, apparently, it's a very real possibility. I would also be unhappy. But like, we now know if the apocalypse does happen, we'd still be required to pay rent and utilities and bills and, you know, like, so, you know, like, like, God, like, if, you know, like a meteor hit the planet and then the world gets plummeted into darkness because of all the soot and ash that gets ejected into the atmosphere, we'd still have to pay rent, you know, but like, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I wish the zombie apocalypse was bad enough that we didn't have to pay rent. And then I would be happy, you know? Zombies would add more hyperinflation. The zombies ate my rent payment, though. Unless it's the people, the landlord alive in the zombie apocalypse. The thing is, like, even if the landlord died, like, got turned into a zombie, there would end up eventually being a zombie homeowners association that would go around and be like, you have too many blinds closed, you need to open them up and show off how many people are inside your homes at all times, you know? Or they'll say stupid things like, I can see your trash can behind the fences. I know, like, your fence needs to be raised by 2 meters, like, I don't know, 2 inches more to hide it. And it's like, you can only see the trash can if you literally walk up to the fence and then crane your neck over it to see, like, you can't, like, God. If you don't pay rent, go to jail. Would it be safe when zombies there? Maybe. But, like, jails are scary. Matthew, think of the super in the face of existential threat to the species, would anyone really be worried about maintaining their stock portfolio or maintaining society? Apparently the answer is yes. And there's a lot of people. And the thing is, society doesn't require a lot of people to, like, maintain. You just need to have, like, a handful of people who are still delusional, and then it will still run properly. Zombies are slow, though. You have plenty of time before they're noticed. True. I guess the only thing that the only thing that I want is directional audio. How does Zomboid handle directional audio? Like, if you're walking around, or like maybe you're like exploring a house, right? And then you hear a zombie upstairs, right? Like, can I still hear that in the game? It has good audio. There's in-game chat. I don't mind the in-game chat. I just want to know, like, I can walk around and like hear a sound and know which door or which room the zombie is located in. Is it good enough for that at least? They can hear you, they trigger with gunshots. That part I can understand, you know, like a gunshot is loud, but like I want directional audio for myself, you know? That's a good thing to remember. Knock on the doors. I know loud alert, zombie noise, zombie. No, I don't care about the zombies hearing me. I care about myself hearing the zombies. I want to be able to like walk around in a hallway and hear a zombie coming from the left side, so I know that the left side door is dangerous. Like, is it that good? I think Ruse compared it to Hunt Showdown ones. You can hear which direction they're coming from. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yes, you can. All right. If you knock on the door, it'll hear and start banging on the doors. The thing is, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to knock on the door. I want to be able to hear it and be like, all right, that hallway is dangerous. I don't have to see into the hallway. I can hear the zombies in the hallway. So I just don't want to go that way, you know? Not sure if the directional above or below floors, but it's the same floor, yes. Okay. Should we try Zomboid tomorrow? You can make life hard with a death trait on your character. Oh no. Knowing how detailed the game is, I'm pretty sure even if you have the death trait, you can like find like hearing aids, but the problem is you need to find batteries for the hearing aids. That'd be kind of hilarious. Like you start the game with the death trait on, but you have the hearing aid item, and the only thing you need to do is find like batteries. Now you don't have it in game. Just wait. Just you wait. They're gonna introduce it with how detailed it is. No hearing aid as far as I know. I'm pretty sure someone, is it like a website where they like give community advice or like quality of life changes that the community wants, and then they take feedback from there? Guerilla stream. I think that's what I'll do. If it's like this, then I don't have to worry too much about the lore, then it'll be a lot easier for me to just pick it up. Like Tarkov has a community section now where like people ask, say like, hey, you know, it'd be really great if we had these features in the game, and the developers look at it, and the people can upvote it, downvote it if they want, or they have discussions about like, oh, that's a great idea, but doing it that way would be too overpowered. Doing it this way would be more balanced, and then people have little discussions about it. Don't do it the usual time day off. Guerilla time is good. So is Zatsu. I think maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we try. Because I did want to try something other than just morning Zatsus, so. Oh. HN thinking with the super. This is the ZHOA. Zombie Apocalypse Homeowners Association. Your plank barricade on your windows are 2 inches off the required limits. Could you imagine thinking with the super? I could, well, the thing is, I could imagine, like, they'll be like, oh, the shade of paint you're using for your zombie barricade is 3 shades off of the regulation green or something. I don't know what the hell, right? And it's like, oh god. I remember reading a story like that where someone had like a paint thing, so they went into the homeowners association, found like the most garish color and painted their entire house the garish color, but the homeowners association couldn't do anything because that shade was like approved. So instead of having a nice house, the entire thing was just painted one ugly shade. My mom got dinged for putting up a bird feeder? What the hell? Homeowners association people aren't real. They aren't real. God. It's like the crazy LinkedIn bros. You know? I've been seeing some like crazy LinkedIn posts where like the hiring manager was like, today we had a applicant show up 15 minutes early, and I told him that he was fired on the spot. We won't have people who break the rules. You need to show when the interview is at 9 a.m. You need to show up at 9 a.m. on the dot. Like that kind of crazy stuff, you know? Like it feels like homeowners association people are exactly like that, you know? Matthew, thank you for the super. Alexa played John Colton. RE your brains. Wait, oh my god. All we wanna do is eat your brains. God, that's an old song, man. I remember listening to that song. They micromanage, that's annoying. Yeah. Reddit stories are getting wild fines in court cases. It's crazy. They're power tripping most of the time. That's the thing. They have no life. Yeah, exactly. They're Reddit mods. They are IRL Reddit mods. Apparently HOA meetings have all hot tea and people go to the meetings just to witness the drama. The people on HOAs are exactly the type of people who have a reserved spot in my Death Note, is how I will phrase it. Okay, they have a special section. There's a special chapter in the Death Note notebook that I have where their names go. Okay, that's how I feel about HOA. Yeah. Very deserved. Yes, very much so deserved. Because like, what is the purpose of it, right? How many people on your Death Note? About half the population. It's like Thanos, but slower. because it's limited by my handwriting speed. But yeah, what's an HOA? It's a homeowners association. It's like a group of people who peaked in high school that have nothing going on with their lives. So all they do is harass other people and their neighbors and make them do things that are really stupid and waste a whole bunch of money just because they can. But yeah, that's basically what it is. You know, there's no HOA here, but the neighborhood association kind of thing wants everyone to have uniform trash can aesthetic, and it's quite inconvenient. Why? Just let people live their lives. You know, you don't have to pay for HOA. No, it depends on some HOAs you're required to pay for. You know, others like you pay membership dues or fees or whatever. They say it's that, but it's like it's basically a tax because you have to pay them if you live in that neighborhood. But it's really stupid. Yeah. Signing checkies. Stories about HOA person waiting outside people's crowd. How someone's house is crazy. It is wild. If they charge you any fee for having breached a rule, don't pay them your counterparts and join an HOA and have forever follow their rules. Oh my god, is that how they do it? That's crazy. HOA is threatening to fine you because your lawn is 0.5 inches taller than allowed. That's oh my god. That's crazy. I hate those people. They only exist just to be a nuisance to everyone else because they have nothing better going on in their lives. You know, it's I feel like HOAs are the embodiment of people who drag others down instead of lifting themselves up. Like the only way they feel good is to make others feel bad. You know, that's what I feel like HOAs are. But yeah, it's all exploitation. A few years ago, Homeowners Association forced Dad to take down his treehouse he built for his kids. What? What the hell? That's crazy. My friend got summoned to an HOA hearing once, and the HOA people never showed up for it. Honestly, that checks out because their entire point is just to inconvenience you and like piss you off. And I can see them totally doing that. Ugh. Entitled and evil. They would be the first to go in the zombie apocalypse. I hope when the zombie apocalypse does happen, those type of people smell delicious to the zombies. That's what I hope. Why do people listen to them? Because, yeah, peer pressure. It's not just peer pressure. It's usually that they are in like positions of authority, or they have connections to like the local police or just the local like municipalities. Like if you're in a small enough town, they know the store owners, they know all the shopkeepers, they know all the plumbers and the electricians. Like they have networks, you know, so they can, yeah, contacts and stuff. So they will flex that on you. They'll probably try to control the zombies. I'd be okay with that, you know? I would be okay with that. But yeah. Anyways, Chad. Anyways. I'm feeling pretty EP. The coffee isn't kicking in. Not fast enough. No, ending. No, I'll be doing a stream. We'll be doing the rest of Fierce to Fathom later tonight. But I have some homework that I gotta do. Oh, I had a really good chat with Altair for a couple of hours yesterday. No spoilers. Can't tell you anything about it. But we had a really good chat, and I am excited to see what he's cooking. Because he's cooking, and he sounded really excited about it. So I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to see it. But yeah, I'm firing up the new Zomboid file right now. Do you want to be a burglar or a burglar? Because I'm all about the dibble life. I think being a burglar is kind of cool, but like, can you even be a burglar during the zombie apocalypse? Because in order to be a burglar, like, you have to enter the dwelling of another with the intent to commit a felony therein. So like, if the rule of law doesn't exist, there are no felonies. So even if you can't intend to commit a felony because felonies don't exist, right? So, and like, if there aren't any homeowners, right? If you just go to a house and be like, my house now, It's your house, so you can't be breaking into the dwelling of another if it's your house, right? So, like, yeah, exactly. No crimes in zombie times. anyways, before I ramble on, we're gonna go into outro. Let me see if I can raid you guys somewhere. Ablin Arts, thank you for the 17 months. No big brain message today, yippee, but yippee for another month of wee wee. Thank you so much for the 17 months. Okwedi. Thank you for re-upping. Wait. Alright, chat. Whoa. Wait, have I only been streaming at 2,000 kilobits per second? Wait, chat, have I been crunchy the whole time? What the hell? Why did it reset to 2,000 kilobits per second? What the heck? No, yes, no, yes, no. It's been okay a little bit. Was it crunchy the what? What the hell? Why? What? Why did it do that? That was weird. Sorry about that. I don't realize it was so crunchy for some. Why did my thing change? Huh. Okay, well, that's fine. There was a bunch of buffering. I'm watching at 240p, so I don't know. Okay. Here, I'll fix it. I'll fix it back, and then the stream later tonight will be better. Let me go ahead and see. Is anyone streaming right now so I can send you on a raid? Olga Senpai is currently live. We have not sent a raid over to Olga Senpai in a long time, so we'll send you over there. Yeah. Thank you all for stopping by, everyone. Ooh. I'm gonna get some food. Maybe food will wake me up. But yeah. Have fun over on Olga Senpai's. It looks like it's a free chat. So thank you all for tuning in. Give me an hour and a half of your time. I'll see you all later tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern for more Fears to Fathom. Koyasumi, everyone. Koyasumi. See you later tonight.